Hello friends and welcome back to the penultimate war of the season. Our win in the last war moved us up, gave us a little bit of a cushion here in Platinum 4 as we look to close out the season without dropping into Gold 1. We're taking on Febos, whatever that stands for. Today we're going in with the trusty trio as usual. Heading right on to Path 8, which does not have a void on it this war, so I'm good to go. We got a thing here on long distance relationship and special lock 2. Going to go in here with void. I feel like I've talked about this thing fight quite a bit. I'll just reiterate here for anybody who's watching my vids for the first time. When you fight Thing with Void, you typically want to leave him at no more than 13 stacks of the rock stacks if you're going to throw a special. Since Void's specials both have 2-hit events, that enables you to push him to 15 rock stacks and get the degen going or increasing, whatever the case may be. Other than that, he's stunnable, so it's not that difficult. Even if you accidentally push him unstoppable, you can still stun him unless he throws a special attack. And even then, as long as you're not in the corner, it's not that big of a deal. So I'm healing up with the willpower mastery via those weakness debuffs from the long distance relationship node. And this is pretty much a workman-like fight. Nothing too crazy going on here. So yeah, this season, I should just talk about that for a couple minutes, has not gone obviously the way that I think most of us would have liked. I think that we are still dealing with some fallout from things that happened a few seasons ago that we have never quite recovered from, but maybe I'll talk more on that in the season wrap-up video. Alright, we got a Magik here on Masochism. I actually changed my masteries around for this, so I put maximum points into Pacify. So the plan here is, if you're an old-school Magik aficionado, the way that you used to play her was to bring her just below a bar of power, parry her, and then push her over then, and that would decrease the chances of limbo with Pacify Mastery. Right there, I actually forget about Masochism, and then I parry stun, expecting to be able to go in and push her over, and then I actually take a combo. So that's unfortunate, totally on me. Something I didn't really think about when I was going into this fight is keeping Magik under a bar of power. If I play too close to the threshold of a bar there, and I end up taking her above and below, I could end up triggering limbo multiple times very quickly and really hurting myself. So I'm trying to be super careful here. It's only an R4, so it's not very dangerous, but nobody wants to take that much limbo damage. And she goes down. Unfortunately, I took that combo, but what are you going to do? Alright, so we're going to top off Warlock here, going on this Brie Larson. I will have to look at my spreadsheet at the end of the season, but I think probably 8 or 9 of the 12 wars will have been her on this node. We've got a war going on right now, and I'm pretty sure that she is on this node as well. So very popular. I feel like she is not as good there as she used to be before Warlock really came along. So, I mean, she has other counters too, but for my money, Warlock is the easiest way to counteract her on this node. Alright, so we got lots of willpower healing going that we are preventing with the infection. So that's where the mega power drain is coming from, and then it's basically just keep her in the corner and heavy attack. Yeah, you can launch multiple heavies as long as she's below a bar of power, rather than continuing to parry. For me, the safer way is to parry, because the distances on the heavies don't always line up correctly. You see that in some videos where people use sequential heavies. Sometimes they flat out miss because they start out too far back. So, alright, this is a weird placement. This is a Rhino on Buffet and Best Defense. The Rhino doesn't really have any immunities, so the only thing you got to watch out here is obviously you can't intercept because he goes unstoppable on his dash attack, and you have to watch out for his unblockable, which is a random chance increased by the size of the opponent. So right there you saw he got an unblockable. And there's really not much warning when he gets it, especially if he's a bit closer to you. So in this fight you really have to rely on cycling the specials effectively. And I'm not doing a terribly good job of it at the moment because I don't have him far enough above a bar of power but below 2. So now I'm kind of reset. I'm good to go. I can bait the special attack, punish, come in with a 5-hit combo, and then push him up close to a bar and a half of power. And I can keep this cycle going for a few sequences here. And that'll kind of keep me out of harm's way in terms of the unblockable. Other than that, we've got Fear the Void up, we've got a Petrify up, so we don't have to worry about Buffet. This is only an R1 6-star because no one in their right mind would ever take a Rhino to R2. Or even R3 nowadays with the Abyss rewards out. So, and then one more hit should do it, and down he goes. Alright, so that is it for Section 2. Moving up to Boss Island, we have a Nick Fury. This is the same node that we saw Korg on, I think, last war or the war before, where I was having lots of trouble getting my my mega damage up. And somebody pointed out in the comments that it was because of the Rock Shield, and I forgot to go back and review it, but I'll trust that he was correct. Alright, so this is, I think, Unblockable Special 1, and he's got the extra physical resistance as well. This is a bit of a long fight, so let's go. Now again, this is post-balance Namor, so you'll see more bleeds and less outrage. The only outrage will be from me. You know, Namor is a mutant, and mutants are the best at fighting Nick Fury. However, Namor might be, you know, he's definitely a less than optimum choice because since he's marked as an Avenger for some reason, I'm sure it's accurate, but I can't recall over the top of my head what the reasoning for that is. He's typically kind of like sometimes a villain, sometimes not. But anyway, since he's marked as an Avenger, he starts off with 5 or 6 of those tactical charges on Nick Fury, which gives him a disadvantage to start the fight. Alright, so we're popping our first Special 3 here. Get that first Fury going. We're just going to go ahead and launch our Special 2, and then get parried. I don't really know. I didn't think I was late there, but I must have been late going in. I forgot to mention I accidentally triggered Imperious Rex because I dashed back to dodge the SP1, and I had to hold block so long because of the animation that it accidentally triggered. So that's okay. We are still in good shape here. We got a minute and a half left. I tried to go in with a stand-up intercept. Failed there because he launched a special and was invulnerable. Then I get 2 SP1s unblockable in a row. So now things aren't looking too good. We haven't triggered his second phase yet. He's still in the unblockable phase. And he hits me. I got to return this bleed damage. Hopefully get some of this healing back via willpower. Finally trigger his second phase. I hit into his block on a stand-up intercept to push him over 2 bars of power, so that's good. And then hit him with this Mega SP2. Doesn't crit, so we're still kind of in a rut here. We've got 30 stacks of outrage, trying to launch another special, get those bleeds going. He cooperates with the heavy attack, and now he's unblockable again, but he's got his Special 2, so we should be good to go. And then one more intercept, and down he goes. So that was a bit of a clincher, if you know what I mean. But we got out of there with the AB, so I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Alright, next up we have a really, really difficult fight. This is a Dr. Doom on triple power gain and enhanced and unblockable Special 2. I think this person is also running at least 1 or 2 levels of Mystic Dispersion. You'll see his power creep up now and then. So Void, not really the best counter for this node. He's a good counter for Doom in general, but the power gain on this node is so intense, and Doom is especially stingy, I have found, on this node, that it's really difficult. So the name of the game in here is never ever push him to a Special 2. I break that rule once because I'm kind of it's an emergency sort of thing. So we need to get the Petrify up early, which we did, so that prevents his aura. So when the aura is down, we are safe to launch specials without him resisting the final hit, which in Void's case would prevent another debuff from triggering. So want those Petrifies up. Other than that, we've got the degen going. Things are looking good so far. We've got about 20% of his health down. We are managing his power effectively, but we are getting way too close to the left wall, just because we can't really... we can only hit into him and push him back so far. So right there, I block the first hit of the special 2, or I'm sorry, I evade the first hit of the special 2 and block the rest. And it does a significant amount of damage thanks to the Siphon Global, which is just awesome. So now again, we're kind of backed up in the corner. He's being a little bit more cooperative with the special attacks here. Fear the Void is up. The aura is up. I realized that it was up, but I needed to try and create as much space as I could. Because if I get back to the corner here, which you see I'm going to right here, and there we go. So I evade the SP2 again, block it, go back in, and he throws the SP1. So now it's again another clencher. Resists that. I really had no choice there. Push him over another 2 bars of power. And this is pretty much it for me. He doom slaps me. I don't know if my controls froze or I froze or what, but so yeah, take a death there. Annoying that it was only 14% left. Not much else I could have done there, other than, you know, maybe push him to his SP3, which would have been instant death anyways. But yeah, so I was pretty much on tilt after that. You know, just from... You know, I these days I don't let deaths bother me much anymore because it's just the way it is, I guess. But that one really, really bothered me. And so I went back in. I didn't heal up to full like I should have. He goes down anyways. So I salvage 1 AB, but then I make a huge mistake and I go right in on this Invisible Woman boss when I shouldn't have. She still had 2 ABs left. I think the other guy was going to heal up his Corvus and finish her off. But I was too, you know, annoyed and ragey and selfish, to be honest. And so I tried to go in and finish her off with Void, but playing angry never gets you anywhere. As you will shortly see, I missed the SP1. And doesn't kill me, but what does happen at the end of the fight is she goes invisible. I try and intercept because I thought she was blocking. Instead, she comes in, and I miss, and she nails the intercept on me, and that's all she wrote. So I didn't heal up. I remember I didn't heal up because I figured I could heal up from willpower from all the debuffs she places, but yeah, there we go. So we take a stupid death. Yep, and that sucked. So much like seeing red at the end of that war, we're seeing the all too familiar red screen at the end of another war video. Some decent potion usage, excuse me, this war, which is, you know, whatever. It kind of sucks using all these items in a losing effort, losing season. But, you know, maybe it's a point of pride now. 2 deaths. One of them was avoidable for sure. One of them, the other one I probably could have played better, to be honest. So drops our record to 3 and 8. Which is going to leave us on the cusp of Gold 1, probably needing a significant effort and win in our last war to keep us out. So, see what happens. Hit that like button, leave a comment, let me know how your season is wrapping up. Sub if you like this stuff, and we'll see you again next time.